In a world where gaming is everything, welcome to the Extreme Gaming Podcast.
I love it, Matt. Let's go.
Welcome to the Extreme Gaming Podcast. Thank you for making a long. Gray needs to interrupt my intro to say something important. What is it, Gray?
What?
That was it. I got the tongue. There you go, man. There
Coco. I'm supposed to say something important about Coco?
No. You were trying to say something there. So during the intro, so I thought I'd let you.
I don't know what it was.
That's that important. He doesn't even remember.
If I remember what it is, I'll just interrupt you and tell you.
Yeah. We don't have any Taro today. He is busy, but he'll try and join us next week. So we'll plug on without him. Tarless. It is episode 278, like I say, and Gray always puts a date in. I don't know why he puts a date in, but it's 278.
I remember it when I go back and...
It's more for his benefit. We might be in the future, we might be in the past. I don't know. No one knows.
No. The first date is what we record. The second date is when it really goes on.
Oh, you just Jim. They've just.
It helps remind me when I do the.
It's more for you.
Yeah.
What happens? You get older and your memory loss.
Because I'd be doing the posting.
He's doing the posting. Join our Discord, please, if you want to come along and ask us random questions about why Coco always barks during live pod recordings.
And never hear.
No, it's discord.gg/Extreme Gaming Podcast. And come in and you can game with us on Tuesday nights as well sometimes. Sometimes we do that if we're available. Sometimes we don't. Gray even moved his appointments about so that he could even be gaming with us on Tuesday nights. BST.
Yeah, man. Gaming.
Dedicated. I've been instructed at the point of torture almost by Gray to advertise the quick breaks, which is what he puts his new hard Adobe editing skills into, making them shinies.
Yeah.
And making Matt not so much like Casper the Ghost.
We're trying to appease the YouTube algorithm.
Well, you never do that. No one knows. If you know the algorithm, then you pretty much know the lottery numbers. So you as well just could put in your lines on the lottery.
I definitely feel like that sometimes.
Yeah, I think they figured it out in Inception.
Yeah, Inception. There you go.
Yeah.
That gives me a sore head.
They're making new movies. The sequel will be that. YouTube Inception.
Or in Interstellar.
And that's a cracking movie.
Yeah.
But that's another podcast.
Yeah,
if you don't want to join our Discord because you're a bit like me and you're antisocial and you suck, you can email. You can email us at info@extremegamingpodcast.com, where my secretary GreyGamer25 will pick up and come back to you at some point.
Yeah, eventually.
Since he's not here, Tarl, quick plug for him as usual. For those that are in the UK at least, if you want a custom built PC, but literally any kind of way you want it, all kinds of components, think part picker, PC part picker, and stick it in a case of your choosing. He'll do you a good deal, covering you with warranty, and we've already had a couple of happy customers off the bat. Gamertech.org. Gamertech.org. It's just in the UK for the moment. I don't think he wants to be dealing with import duties, tax, shipping. It's messy.
Unless you want to cover it yourself.
Even then, I don't think he wants the paperwork. But yeah, the socials were pretty much everywhere that I can be bothered putting us on. YouTube, of course, Facebook, TikTok, and X. They're all Extreme Gaming Podcasts, with the exception of X, which is Extreme Podcast. Boys, you almost managed 2 hours last week without me on the podcast. That's
almost.
Well done. More waffling than usual, was it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Waffle. Remember, Tangents is our name.
Tangents. Well, why didn't we make the podcast that then?
What? Tangents? Oh, Extreme Gaming Tangents?
Gaming Tangents.
I could just edit everything together into quick breaks and call it Extreme Gaming Tangents. Have the best of.
Or Extreme Tangents. No, gaming has to be in there somewhere, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll crack on, lads. Gray put this down. Gray writes my notes now, and then I just delete them. But one I kept was this one because he wanted me to show it off. I don't know why, and it's not really gaming news. It should be in the hardware section. But anyway,
it is kind of.
It is.
It is a game.
This is
move
the
it.
game. This is hardware.
Yeah, look at this thing. Hold it still.
Don't move it. No. You get a teaser. That's enough. What you do with your appendage is not what I do with my controller. I've been asked to show this off. Been asked to show this off. It's a Doom controller. I don't normally buy these things because I game with one Xbox controller and I game with one PlayStation controller, and that's all I really need in life. But I bought this at £75 because it's Doom, and I've got another Doom thing coming up later. I want to show you guys, but this is
the
first...
5090 Doom cover.
No, it doesn't exist.
It does.
No, that's a 5080.
5080.
This here
Close.
is the first controller, I think, in history to carry a mature rating on it. In the UK,
really?
That's an 18.
I didn't think about that.
You have to be 18 to buy a fucking controller, and I did.
Wow, you can buy a knife at any age.
There's nothing in the back. We're not really hiding much grip kind of textures, but
Yeah,
it's cool.
that's the one thing I don't understand. Like lots of things, you usually put stuff on the back, and I'm surprised they didn't put like.
You don't see the
face.
back. You don't see the back. You don't game like that. You game.
I know
like
that,
this.
but I don't see the back of my chair. But I love the Witcher sword being all across it.
You do see the back of your chair, Graham, when you walk into your room.
Oh, okay.
And you see it when
What
you're
if
like this.
I put my so what if I put my controller down, face down? When I walk
You
into the
don't.
room,
No
I
one
want to
does
see
that.
something.
Who puts their controller face down? No one. Only you.
Somebody could do it by
I
accident.
put mine like this.
If you're charging it, sometimes
Like
you
that.
can donk it like this. Or
Like that. Yeah. That's it.
for those that listen in the audio podcast, because there are quite a few people there, just to describe, if you go and look at the Doom Dark Age controller, you'll see what it looks like. But pointing it out, the buttons, instead of the A, B, whatever it is, blah, 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 they have removed them all and they've just put some of the ancient Doom symbols on them. So now if it says press button A, I'm absolutely fecked because I don't know which one that is.
Yeah.
By now you should though. Come on.
You can technically paint that yourself, to be honest.
Great, it's muscle memory. It's muscle memory. So not really. And I actually don't use this often. I am one of these folk that will use keyboard and mouse with the exception of fighting games, which I don't play, and racing games, which I very rarely play. Keyboard and mouse is the superior way to just game. I'll hear nothing against it.
I've kind of moved to the keyboard and mouse now.
You're arse you have. You're arse you have, Matt. You're always on the controller. I take the piss out.
I've been on WoW. Not WoW. COD.
Wow, you have to be on keyboard and mouse. That's why.
Wait, you're admitting now that you use mostly controller, Matt?
Yeah.
What?
No, mostly keyboard. I don't use my controller mainly because I can't be arsed to plug it in to charge it or anything. I just can't be arsed with it. It's
Question. Do you prefer, I'll show you. Can I show you? Yeah, I think I can. Do you prefer the rechargeable batteries or disposable, whatever, or the
rechargeables don't last at all?
Or, I mean, the rechargeable versions of this, or the actual the pack, the rechargeable pack.
Yeah, I go for the charge pack.
Yeah, I would think charge pack would be
These
good.
last way longer.
Batteries
and if
do.
you get rechargeable versions of. I mean, I've never ever replaced the batteries of my Xbox controller. Granted, I don't use it often, but still.
You
I
just
got the
said
recharger for my
use it
Duracells
often.
there, but they're just useless.
With
I
this
think
here,
if you don't use it often, like Trev said, then I would put the long-lasting batteries in it. But if you're playing with it all the time, I would definitely do rechargeable.
there's a reason why these are preferred by Microsoft, and it's because if you this
I've got to do this way.
the dual
Wow, is
sense
that ugly?
controller only lasts 6 hours max, because it's got all these motors and sensors and gyroscopes, whatever, built into it. And it's got the rechargeable pack there where you actually plug it in to charge at the top. So you can play with it wired.
Just plug it
wired
into
charging.
a portable generator.
Wired charging so that it will still be using a wireless signal, but a cable to charge. Or you can actually switch to PlayStation to actually use the physical connection to cut down the latency. But this here, if the battery dies, what do? You're kind of screwed.
Just throw it.
In an FPS game like with this here, you could just quickly change the batteries out and you're back in, and it'd last a long time. So,
Disposable controllers.
yes,
Boom.
it's £75 a pop. Yep.
Yeah,
Or
there you go.
$80 or whatever.
That's what I would do.
But yeah, there is another Doom thing coming up later on the hardware section, but I'll get to that later.
Nice.
Ladies, any of you guys? I think I know the answer to this one for Gray because he doesn't get on well with FPS games. But Battlefield
Yes.
6, Battlefield
PvP games.
franchise.
Talking about Division 2. Come on, now.
PvP. He means.
PvP. I don't.
Yeah.
PvP FPS games. Yeah, that's more accurate, Matt.
Yeah.
Battlefield, do we like it? Do we
Yes.
load it?
Kind of like it, except for their 2042. That was rubbish.
That was shit.
But yeah, that was absolute tripe.
Wait a minute. Which one was rubbish?
Battlefield 2042.
Oh, 2042. Okay.
Yeah, or 20.
I was going to say because the original from long ago was 1942, right? So
yeah,
that was the first one that came out.
Yeah, that
I
was.
played that game with a friend, man. I was sitting on the back of the copter and he's flying the helicopter. I'm like,
yeah.
See,
you can do the same.
what?
Sound effects.
Yeah.
I can do that. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to do something.
There has been a lot of leaked footage from I closed alpha. I don't know what I want to call it. I think it probably closed alpha of the new Battlefield 6 game coming out.
So playtest sort of thing.
Which I think they might delay till next year. Yeah, it's pre-alpha, not even that well. I thought it'd be out this year, but it's probably going to be next year now because
let me ask you a question. Do you think that's oxymoron? They sit there and go pre-alpha. I mean, it's almost like saying, who the hell wants to play that? It's just not even alpha.
Pre-alpha is not for the public to test. Alpha and betas are for the...
pre-order.
No, I need to stop calling it beta because it's beta would be BAY.
Yeah, they don't play. Yeah, they don't usually do open alpha tests.
It's beta.
Why?
It's all beta. Yeah.
Why? How can it be pronounced beta if it's BET? It's not BAY. What's the correct pronunciation of it, Matt? Help me out. What do you call it?
BETA. Better.
Yeah,
Beta.
He's called beta now.
Beta. Yeah, beta.
I got beta.
Alpha,
He goes
beta,
beta.
gamma.
You go.
Yeah, because you got the ETA. If there's something in between the vowels, then it's a kind of way.
What?
Yeah,
We're getting our phonics lessons now from Matt.
Yeah, phonics kind of way.
All right. Okay, that's nice.
Beta, beta, beat this. Whatever.
Alpha, beta. You only play that if you're a public a user, a gamer. I think people internally will do the pre-alphas, and maybe people they trust that won't leak stuff out. But I mean, that's just clearly they'll lift that up, haven't they? There's leak after leak after leak for this one, man. It's all over the bloody place.
These days, there's leaks on everything. You can't keep anything quiet anymore.
Especially when you go older, Gray? A lot of leaks, yeah.
Yeah, well, that comes with the territory.
True.
Shocking. Yeah, they're teasing a lot of. It was always a destructible environment in the past. That was always the thing with these games. They called it. Oh, what was it? Something Lucian, Devolution.
De-evolution.
No, that's something else.
That was a band. Long time ago.
That was a good band.
No, it was definitely called something else. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of cool mechanics they brought to this game, and this looked like they've upped the ante massively. I saw I don't know if you guys had a chance to check out any of that stuff in that link I put in, but it's pictures of dogfights in the sky with jets, on the ground with tanks and soldiers going about just smashing up massive chunks of buildings. The dogfighting in the sky looks phenomenal. Like they've massively upped that one to a massive degree. I was trying to see if I could find. They don't have a release date yet. The rumours were this year, but I think they're going to push this back to next year because of GTA. I think a lot of games are going to do that. To be honest, yeah.
Isn't it weird how everybody's shaking in their boots on GTA? Oh my God, can't come out with the game a week before, the week of, the week after.
It will crush everything.
I don't know. I think I'd buy both if need be. So I think, well, I know that Doom and GTA isn't on PC anyway, so
yeah.
But Battlefield 6 would be, wouldn't it? So.
Oh yes, that's its bread and butter.
That gives us a good so that'll give us a good something to play while we wait for GTA 6.
Oh, it's if EA have some kind of battle pass, I think, game pass type thing.
They do, yeah. You got Play, which is you can get that with your Xbox Play subscription, Ultimate subscription. They also have the Play Pro, which is about £15 a month.
You know what's weird though is
There you go.
Game Pass has both EA and Ubisoft games on there that you can play on your Game Pass, but not every game.
Yeah,
Oh,
not
yeah.
every game. Yeah, you have to
Exactly.
like
So-
filter on what you can play.
Right, exactly. So if you go on there and you try to do AC Shadows, you ain't getting it on Game Pass because
Yeah, they'll just laugh at you. Go,
Right.
nice
Exactly.
try. Off you go.
The footage that was leaked online on this website that I've linked in the show notes, boys, I thought it was something to do with all the blockers I've got for like ads and cookies and stuff, but it's not because I actually tried opening the links to X and it looks
It's
like
all broken.
EA's taking
They
them
got
all
rid of
down.
it. Yeah.
EA took
yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of
it
them
looks
down.
like it says not found and all this
Yeah.
stuff.
So I mean,
Mine's come with something else.
you literally have to go. That's just your porn collection, mate. You really need to clear the cookies
Oh,
massively.
yeah, it's the wrong page there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have
put
to
that
take
on
my
the
word
side.
for it. It basically just looked hugely impressive, and it's at an early stage. The game is supposed to come out by at the latest end of the financial year, so what? By the end of March next year. So I reckon they'll stick it in the first quarter of next year to avoid GTA, because this is a big game in its own right. And if they brought that out around about the time of GTA, it'll just get gobbled up
Yeah.
and lost, which is a shame. They need to hit the ground running, yeah, because after the last game was a joke. But anyway, that's a shame to get rid of all that stuff, because that would have been handy to hand in to show to you guys
Yeah.
now, but we can't. Any Fallout fans, boys? You Fallout
course.
fans, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
those-
was. And then 76 came along and I got bored of that.
But they fixed it.
Yeah, but yeah.
only took them a couple of years. I mean,
Too much,
True,
too
that's it,
much, too
yeah.
little, too late. Because they added
But-
a lot later on. Is it No Man's
Yeah.
Sky? Is it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's not even
well, No
there.
Man's Sky, yeah, that's the poster child for.
They
fixing
brought
stuff.
out
For rubbish,
so
yeah.
much stuff. Yes, granted, but they went way above and beyond. They brought out so
yeah,
many fixes and DLC free. They've never charged
And it was
for
still
DLC
crap.
since. No, it's a lot better than it once
It's
was.
a lot better playing with your eyes closed.
It's not my cup of tea, that kind of game.
Yeah.
I don't like the art style.
Can you
Anyway,
tell Matt's
so-
a fan?
Yeah. It's like having a a sneeze and a fart at the same time.
Oh,
Okay.
that's impossible.
Yeah.
No, I think that's totally possible,
Yeah.
depending on the.
Well, there've been talks and rumors for quite a while of Fallout 3 getting a remaster, which because it's one of the most iconic classic games in the franchise.
That was a good one.
Um,
Did like that one.
And I didn't play that one. I got into Fallout 4 and later, and I never completed any of Fallout's actually kind of sucked.
Yeah, me either, actually.
They're so huge. They're massive, massive, massive games.
I did Fallout 4, but then I started losing interest because I didn't like some of the garbage going on. I had to constantly be looking for codes to mod the game, differently because it was stupid. Plus they had their bugs and stuff too, which was crazy. But
Yeah, that
so
happened
if
quite a lot.
Fallout 3 would be the funny thing is that they're all looking at remasters so that they can fill the void before they have the new one come out, because we all know that Fallout 5, if and when it comes out, is going to be like 3 years, 4 years from now, 5 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
let's just remaster everything, and then we'll just
It's
keep
way
everybody
quicker.
happy.
It's way
Quick and
quicker
easy,
and it's quick
yeah.
money for them, because it is
Yeah.
way quicker to do that, to be fair. They've got all the original, we've got all the source code, they've got all the original assets. It's just a case of spending a bit of time and money, not too much, on actually getting up to date, and then they can charge a whack for it. So the original original Fallout designer shared with the masses what he believed would be necessary to modernise the game ahead of a potential Fallout 3 remaster. Now, we obviously got Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, which is another popular game that was remastered, although people are saying it's more of a remake than a remaster, which I disagree with. You're updating assets and stuff to 4K resolution FPS. That's a remaster in my books. A remake is when you remake elements of the game. Now, I haven't played the original or the new Oblivion that came out, so someone tell me if I'm wrong. I don't believe they changed sections of the game, but they cut and edit levels and put bits in and take out bad guys and put this. That's a remake. They reimagine it. Remasters just up and everything, and people are like, it looks way different. Yeah, because how many years is in between them? 20
Yeah.
or something?
20,
It's
yeah.
supposed to look way different. Say,
That's
guys,
exactly why I'll play the game, because
it's a rant.
mostly of that. They did say
Um,
that they did say they added some dialogue though. So
You can't call that a remake, man. That is clutching though. Technically, but then you change one bloody tiny element and it's a remake. Anyway, that's just my take on it. The part of the reason the guy saying that the actual original Fallout 3 designer saying it wouldn't be as easy to do as you think is because with Fallout 4, he says that will tell you that they felt it was necessary to change for Fallout 3 big differences. I know in Fallout 4 there was a lot of work done on gun combat because Fallout 3 is the first time they ever tried to do a shooter style game, which is true. Fallout 1 and 2 were way different, top down kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he says, and he thinks the work that was done was amazing. Fallout 4's improved Fallout 3's shooting dramatically, but many fans and critics at times still noted that it felt short of contemporary shooters and other RPGs. He goes on to say as well that Fallout 3 combat didn't hold up to shooters at the time. Now, I haven't played that game, so I have to take it at face value. It is an RPG shooter. It's not a run and gun shooter, hence why it's very stop-start when you get to later Fallout games. More so 4 and 5, especially 5. It does feel a bit more like a run and gun shooter, to be honest with you. So a lot of work was done on that for Fallout 4 to change the mechanics and stuff. Hence why a remaster on that's probably easier. So he reckons a lot of work would have to go into 3. Not impossible, but it would be something that if they put enough time and money into, they could get it out. So I don't know. I don't have a problem with remasters and remakes. It's a quick way for them to get money into the studio. Sony do it a lot as well. They brought out that Days Gone remaster, which was just up and everything, and they did add a couple of modes into it, but they didn't change the actual gameplay or the story. So I call that again a remaster. And they charged a fortune for it. The Last of Us brought out their Ultimate Edition one there as well. Like it or loathe it, it's a thing that's here to stay. And some of these games I don't mind playing, especially when they come onto Game Pass. They make a good bit of money, working capital up front for these studios to go on and actually make the AAA games that we love and adore. And if you Ubisoft quadruple A games that are absolutely dog shit because you need lots of money for quadruple A games. It's why Ubisoft are broke. But anyway, yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing them do more work on Fallout games. A Fallout 5, guess what technically would be called. That would be a long time away, Gray. There is nothing to say that they're not. There was rumours of that maybe going to another studio because it's up to Microsoft now. Bear in mind they own Bethesda. So while Bethesda are not too keen to do this potentially, Microsoft just go, we're giving it over to someone else because we want to see it soon. We should have Fallout Season 2, I'm hoping later this year at some point.
Yeah, it's probably going to be late in the year, though.
It will be this 18 months for a bloody between seasons of TV shows ridiculous, and that's a minimum. Gray and I and Matt are used to every 12 months back in the day, and we're used to 20 plus episodes. So
yeah, that's long gone. It's been gone a while.
Oh
even the 18-month cycle is fast for them now.
Total tangent, boys. Macaulay Culkin has joined season 2 of Fallout.
Really? Say joined our Discord then.
Yes, because I don't know if there's a Michael Jackson lookalike character in that that's chasing him. Anyway, moving on.
I can just see him on the first time you see him. He's been Macaulay's gonna be going like this. Ah.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Bubbles is coming back.
we're so bad. So moving on from the Fallout stuff before we get into trouble. This last news article fascinated me. It really did. It's a game that's on Game Pass at the moment. It's also available for sale, and you've probably heard of it. It's called Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Now, whoever came up with that name, I don't know if they hit themselves off the side of the pavement, the curb, or they are really super intelligent, because that's a pretty genius title. It's got several guess, higher ups from Ubisoft. Maybe that's why another reason why Ubisoft went to went shit, because they lost some of their talent. These guys have basically came along and made this game on their own separate studio. The publisher is called Kepler Interactive, and the developers are called Sandfall Interactive. 30 people make this game, people. It is an RPG game. It does have the, what do you call it, the Final Fantasy mechanic, turn-based, right?
Yep.
Not for me. I can't do, as I said before, we can't do it.
Yeah,
However,
no, thank you.
this game defends it great and says that they do the turn-based mechanics in such a way that they're satisfying that you might actually not hate it.
Well, first of all,
impressive.
Unlike these two, I don't mind turns based because it's fine with me.
Yeah, he's got all the time in the world to do that.
I played a lot of them and I've enjoyed them. The thing that I liked about this game though that I read was that it just sounded like it was going to be different. Finally, something new. There's some fresh ideas going on, and I've been following it ever since it premiered on going back a few months on Xbox's reveal thing or whatever. And I thought it looked really good, but I was kind of like, wow, this is different. And then I kept on hearing the news from different people and different sources all saying this game's looking great, blah, 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 blah. So I was curious when it came out what would happen. And as I guess Trev will get into it, whatever, it sold 1 million copies in 3 days. And I'm sitting there going like, wow, I mean, whether you like the name or you don't like the name, I mean, 1 million copies in 3 days, I think it's successful, and stuff. So I can't wait to try it.
To add some context to that, it was 1 million copy in 3 days, which is phenomenal for a brand new studio with hardly anyone working on it. But also, it's on Game Pass for a game that's, I hate to use the word free because you pay for Game Pass, but it's included in your Game Pass for a reasonable, cheap price each month. To still sell over 1 million copies in 3 days at $50 doll hairs at a time is phenomenal going. And this is a AA title. It's not a AAA title. This is a AA title, and it is done AAA figures. That's phenomenal. I'd love to see that more often. They're not an indie studio because they've got a lot more backing and polishing that with the people they've got working for them, but they've got a small studio and they'll put out quality. I've watched a bit of this online. It looked kind of cool. I've downloaded it. I can see me playing it and just go, no, I still can't do the turn-based thing. Watching it though, the mechanics are pretty fast and smooth. The parry is supposed to be really, really satisfying if you smash it just right. The parry is very rewarding. But it just looks stunning game.
I'm gonna play it and I'll report on it in the next.
By all means, do so.
Yeah, do.
I'm definitely gonna try it.
It's getting, of course, great reviews across the board. IGN gave it a 9 out of 10. Describes it as a modern RPG classic, and folk are saying it's already a contender for Game of the Year or one of, if not the best RPG game that ever existed. I mean, that last statement, you really need to take the testicles out your mouth, man, because you're sounding silly when you say things like that. It's really phenomenal.
It's in the eyes of whoever's playing the game.
You can't say it's one of the best RPGs of all time. Not yet. It's just come out. Give it time to mature and... Yeah, I think for me, you have to wait some time before you make a statement like that, because you need to let the game mature, be in the past for a few years, then compare it to what is around it, what was around it, and what's coming out in the future. But there's no doubt it looks stunning. It does look, and the story and the graphics, everything else about it seems to look brilliant. So hey, it's one of these quiet little dark horses that's come out of nowhere, and great. I look forward to you doing the turn-based stuff. Listen, when you play it, emphasize a bit of your review on that element if you don't mind, because the reason I don't like turn-based stuff is I like it smooth, keep going. I like the RPG element, just not the turn-based element. I like to just keep going, more like Fallout 76 style. I prefer that element, but anyway. I
think the reason why I like turn-based, if it's done well, is that you can set up your actions prior to it actually happening. And the cool thing is then once you hit the button, it's almost like watching a clip from a movie. They all do their thing as you told them to do. or wherever you decided to go or place or shoot or whatever. I fully understand why you guys don't like it. That's fine, but I like that kind of stuff because I just like being able to see how your plan that you set out unfolds before your eyes. Once you set it up. So that's kind of cool. But there's some turn-based games out there that are pure crap because they're just they don't do anything. They're garbage. They're slow. They're clunky. But if you do it right, like the XCOM games and stuff, then it's actually good. But we'll see. I want to play it. I'm going to play it. I want to see what's about. But just knowing, like you said, if it's turn-based strategy, it sold that many copies, and it's an obscure kind of company that did it. That's saying an awful lot about it. That's like crazy. So hey, let's see what happens.
Well, thank you for taking the hit for the boys to play it and see what it's like. I appreciate that. That is me for the news side of things. Greg, you also have some news you want to indulge us, please.
Yep. Wanted to kind of briefly mention we're talking about. I did. Matt, you played Oblivion, right? Because I saw you playing it.
Yeah.
You're going to talk about it, right?
Yeah. I mean, just a little bit. Not much on it, but yeah. I'll let you do the most. And
I'm not going to get too into it because you're going to review it. But all I was going to say was that Oblivion Remastered hit 120,000 players in 3 hours. The first 3 hours. And I was like, wow. And the other thing that always shows it's a good sign that a game like that is actually working, especially a remake or a remaster, is that everybody's treating it as almost as if it's a new game. All the videos that I see coming out are what you would expect from a new game. I thought that was interesting because I don't see that, generally speaking, on any remasters. This one's going at it like, pick your best weapons and pick the best this and pick and here, like you would always see for like AAA
brand
titles.
New sort of game. Yeah,
and they're treating it like that, and I think that's just says a lot about the game, and it also tells you that 20 years people don't even know what the game is. So there's a lot of new players that are going like, "Oh, what's this?" And playing it and stuff. So anyway, but I'll let you handle the rest of that when you get to it. The other thing was Subnautica 2. We kind of touched on it a long time ago, and I had read the headline of this article, which sounded strange, but I wanted to get into it. And they were saying that Subnautica basically is confirming that the game won't have any weapons. And I'm thinking to myself, well, Subnautica 1 didn't have any weapons either.
Yeah, there was never been a weapon. I mean, there's been things to move things, gravity thing, a knife, but that's just for resources and defense.
I mean,
not really
you had
weapons.
the tools and things, and you could use the tools to mess with, maybe defend yourself a little. But yeah, there's been no weapons. So I'm kind of like, well, that sounds bizarre. But anyway, the dev came out and said that basically they won't have any weapons. The leviathans will be unkillable. So apparently the reason why they're making them certifiably unkillable was that on the first game, some people learned how to use their tools and a little bit of luck to actually kill the leviathans. And they didn't like that because they felt that wasn't the spirit of the game.
What's a leviathan? Sorry.
It's like
a big giant sea monster.
Yeah,
Basically.
big boss of sea monsters.
They could be
or sea beasts.
Look like anything, but they're big and mean and all that stuff.
Nessie in there.
Who knows?
She wasn't big enough.
Yeah, that's it. She wasn't big enough.
Yeah.
So anyway, so they said that that they're not going to have you kill it anymore, so don't even try. So apparently, I guess I don't know. I mean, to me, I thought it was kind of cool that people actually did figure out a way to kill them, and it was difficult, very difficult to do, and you had to get lucky.
Yeah.
And stuff. But the devs are going like, no, you can't kill it. That's it. So don't even bother trying, everybody. If you're thinking about it, don't watch somebody do it. Somebody's going to do a mod, it. When the game comes out and says monsters are now killable.
Yeah, but it doesn't count. If you have to mod it to do that,
yeah, well, hey, that's what mods are for.
Maybe you can tame them and ride on them.
They did say the one thing that is cool about Subnautica 2, it's coming out, and we all could maybe benefit with this, is that it's co-op, which it wasn't before.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That could be fun. I mean, can you imagine the 3 of us, 4 of us playing that game where we're all swimming in the same sea world?
We could all be seamen together then. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. Yeah, 4 the merrier.
Yeah, you can all go into my little tube.
Or I could say foreskin the merrier, but I don't want to do that. So,
you're American. You know nothing about that.
The other thing that I thought was kind of goofy on that the dev said, that when they talked about adding weapons, he said lead designer Anthony Galpago puts it if you did have weapons, it would be boring as F.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
I don't understand that either. I mean, it's almost like, did you play the first game, dude? I mean,
Well, the original games were very, very popular, so maybe he's right. His original image was made in a game that turned out to be really popular, so he's probably right.
I don't know. I just think it's kind of... I'm not saying he's wrong. I guess it just sounds goofy. But I can't wait for co-op. We could have a lot of fun with that game when co-op comes around. They said that supposedly you can still defend yourself with the tools. You just can't kill the Leviathan. So I'm like, so if you're defending it with a tool, what do you do? Throw it at it and bounce it off its head? And then you think you're going to get away? I think you're dead meat by that time.
Yeah.
I mean, I even read something, I don't know if it was this article or another one. They're saying, like, this is what happens in Subnautica. Leviathan comes up, you run or swim away really fast. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get... Yep, you're going to get chomped on, so you better have some favorite little place to hide or a rock or something. But anyway, so, I'm still looking forward to it because I think they're going to be building... They've had time to improve on the graphics on the game machine, engine rather. So I think that might be pretty cool. And like I said, co-op really adds a new thing to it, which I think would be wonderful.
Doubting it'll be Game Pass day one, which sucks. I don't think they would go to... They're too popular and big now for it to go to Game Pass in day one.
Yeah. And I'll do some more game news later, but we're going to move on to Matt, and you can cover your Oblivion stuff.
Cool. Yeah. So
I saw you oblivionating.
I was obliviating this week. I was giving it a go because I finished Crime Scene a lot quicker than I thought I would. It was shorter than I thought. So, yeah. So I jumped onto this. I kind of liked it. The graphics were brilliant. They've added quite a lot to it from the character creation, the way the leveling works, as far as I could tell anyway, because I keep going back to my thoughts of when I first played it and what's happening now. So I'm like, was this in it? I don't think this was in it. So yeah,
I remember.
It is. So yeah, I mean, it starts really well, and then having to create not just your character, how he looks, and what you want them to be, from race and all that stuff. You've also got to go and say what star sign you are and what skill trees you're going to go for, that type of thing. So it really adds a lot to it. Graphically, on 4K, it looks beautiful with shadowing. The water looks awesome. There are still quite a few kinks and issues with the game itself. So halfway through, I've noticed like the guards will just walk into each other and they'll just keep walking for quite a while before they all decide, oh, wait a minute, we can spend 5 minutes.
I remember that from 20 years ago.
Yeah. So I was like, this is back. This is awesome. So their path is kind of like can be obstructed and they can play silly buggeries. A few things I liked about it is that they still have some originality parts where you're getting, this guy that comes up to try and mug you or asks you for money, a bandit, the tiger, he's in it still, so you can still, give him money and then steal the money back from him when he's not looking. You can attack him, or you can just pay him and walk off, or you can just have him follow you till you get to a guard and watch them fight it out, and then join in if you want. So it's quite good.
Do you like joining in, Matt?
I do like joining in when people are having a good bash.
Yeah, I thought you might.
Yeah. Get those swords out. Give me a good
game
swing.
really points out. The game really points out, just in what little you said, Matt, that the new games just don't do this stuff anymore. And
no,
it's a shame.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think one of the things was I went into a house and spoke to somebody, and they're like, "Oh, do you want a horse?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So then they're like, "Oh, have you got money?" You're like, "No, but you could just give me one." And they're like, "Oh, well, all right then. Here you go. Here's a horse. Here's armor."
What's that persuasion? Is that persuasion that stat in the game?
There is persuasion, but I didn't even touch persuasion just yet, sort of thing. So, so I'm just like, wow. There are ways where you can farm your skills to go up. The XP for those things like sneaking, running, jumping, bartering. Sort of thing. So I did a little bit of the sneaky one, and then I got fed up with that. I was like, nah, that's not part of my game thing. So I pretty much go around places. Sometimes I start sneaking around and then build it up. It's not hard to do, to be honest.
Can you reset your skills? I was wondering about that.
I think you can far away down the line. I think you get to visit somewhere and then wipe them. It's part of the Mage Guild thing, I think.
Oh, okay.
Where you can wipe it and redo what you think you need to. I think that shouldn't be allowed. I think, you made your choice. Go with it. But it is quite nice. I'm going to go through a news article about it, what people have said, with the issues they had. So they did release a hotfix recently for minor tweaks, but that's backfired on PC users. Sorry.
Great.
Typical. Yeah, particularly those on the Microsoft Store. So that's pretty much most of us. And so what's it? It's a key graphical feature like anti-aliasing.
Anti-alias.
Yeah, thank you. And upscaling have been locked, which is terrible. This is also leads to inconsistent visuals, which I've seen, and some loading times that are just basically terrible.
Still crap then. I thought Handset got a big update, man. You can't use DLSS and stuff.
I mean, today I played a little bit, but I didn't actually check the settings on there because I wanted to do something else.
Yeah, the hotfix will fix it. I mean, they'll.
I think so. Yeah, because I don't think they'll keep that locked for long at all.
Why not bring that out though when you first bring it out? I don't understand the logic in that one.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Too much work to do at once, I guess.
I read something somewhere on an article I thought was kind of funny. They were saying that they want to fix some of the legitimate problems, but then they also said that there's some problems, as they call it now, that have actually become something famous in the game, and that they're not going to change.
Oh, the lines of dialogue.
Whatever it is, So I said, oh, okay, good, because I was glad they didn't, because people are looking for things like that. I don't know if you've had time yet, Matt, to try it, but did you do the bucket over the head thing?
No, not yet.
I did that in Skyrim all the time.
Yeah, I'm trying to find how, because I've been trying to pick up things and just move them around, but it doesn't work. You just either put it in your thing or drop it.
Yeah, I only know Skyrim better, so I'm not really sure. But if you can, or maybe later in the game, I don't know, what you can pick up something. It's great. You go to a shopkeeper and you just pick up a pot, and you go from behind and put it over his head, and then he starts stealing everything in sight, and he can't see you. And
then I'll definitely try that if there's a way, maybe with my mage powers.
Yeah, that was a legitimate mistake in the game, and they were going to take it out. And everybody says, no, it's the funniest thing you've ever seen.
I believe there's another one with a line of dialogue or lines of dialogue where you can hear the voice actor going, "Do you want me to do that again?" Like as if to record it again. And they left it in the original. And they thought, when we do the remake, let's just leave this in because people found it hilarious. It was something that actually made the game funnier, so they just kept it in.
Yeah, I think those bits are good. I've known other gaming companies that have left things in that spoil the game, but they haven't done it for this so far. So console people have been saying that the story is less straightforward. Digital Foundry notes that while the Xbox Series X benefits from enhanced lighting and improved world details, the Series S still suffers from very choppy frame rates and uneven performances. Also, reports of crashes and stuttering across the platforms hint at unresolved issues tied with the game's heavy reliance with Unreal Engine 5. I fixed my teeth in there. Bethesda have acknowledged the setbacks and is working on a follow-up patch, which is probably the one from yesterday, to restore trouble settings and stabilizing the experience. For now, players are left to debate whether it's impressive or worth the technical compromises.
Apparently, with 120,000 in 3 hours, I think they're dealing with it. I think everybody's pretty happy.
Definitely.
Interesting. Is that you, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, there's one that I think Gray would really love, which is a game that's coming out. And I think Gray, it's more of his style. It's slow. It's
have a trackball in it.
It's boring. You might as well have a trackball.
It's slow is boring. Yeah, okay.
So yes, let's all salute God Save Birmingham
No,
Which is-
you got your
that
accent
game.
right.
Oh,
Birmingham.
yeah.
That game was,
Birmingham.
I couldn't believe that. I'm sitting there going
Life.
like, what is this? I thought it was gonna be something, kind of like
Yeah.
on the lines of Deliverance or something. And I watched this and I'm going like, no, this can't be a
Is that
game.
the title of it?
That is the title. God Save
Oh,
Birmingham.
Christ. Man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
telling you,
God
man.
save us. You've got
So-
God save us.
I know. That's because they need to save us.
Yeah, from
Oh.
playing the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
It's basically.
So, those who don't
God.
know or haven't seen it yet, this is a medieval twist of a zombie apocalypse in the 14th century, of course, in Birmingham. Not much has changed, to be honest. So it transports players.
Birmingham, England. Sorry, Matt, not Birmingham.
Birmingham, England.
Alabama, I'm sure. The
Yeah,
original
I think there is.
Birmingham, the OG.
Well, go figure yourself. There you go. I'm sure you'll figure out. So, this place transports players to a meticulously recreated medieval market town overrun by the undead. Early gameplay footage reveals realistic physics, which is quite nice. You actually have to do that.
Jiggle
where
physics.
proper physics, where every object from chairs, ladders can be repurposed to barricade things, which is quite a nice touch.
Doesn't
Climb
save the
upon.
game,
To do things that you need to do, get to access to places. The survival elements run quite deep in this one, forcing players to manage a lot on the hunger, the thirst, fatigue, panic, so their mental well-being, which is quite interesting. Also, it's kind of like, I don't know how this is going to be like anything like The Last of Us.
No.
It's a little bit slower, let's say that.
No, it's a lot
It's
slower.
more tactical rather than overwhelming hordes. But then again, you'll get some players that don't know what they're doing, and they'll end up walking into the middle of a infested
horde's
room
nest.
and then farting, and then they all go, huh? And
That
come at you.
happens.
Yeah, especially at work. So there we go. It
So,
seems
look, I gotta-
okay, but yeah.
I gotta throw my 2 cents on this game. I mean, because I told Matt about it and he looked at. I'm sitting there going like, what was it? 20 minutes of footage? I couldn't make it past the 5 or 10 minutes of it. Oh my god! On top of it being so slow, the game was just stupid. You have these zombies, and I kind of attribute it to the fact that, well, I guess zombies in the 14th century weren't as smart as they are now.
And they were deaf. Yeah.
And they were deaf. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's in give an example. He's in a room with literally like 5 zombies within 6 feet of him. And he just walks around and doesn't even complain. He goes, "Oh shit, there's some zombies there. What should I do? Maybe I can grab this or I can move that." Meanwhile, the zombies aren't even attacking him.
Yeah,
And then there were times where he was chasing down one zombie, and he had to work his way around other zombies, and those zombies do nothing. They see him and they don't do a thing. They don't attack him. They don't do anything. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
sitting
think
there going
one
like, wow,
creeps
this
up
is
behind
weird.
him. I think he probably fell asleep at that point.
Did you see
yeah,
when he
I
broke
mean-
the roof and he jumped from the whatever
no
it was?
response.
Yeah, it was like he jumps like he dropped about 15 feet onto a table and he goes, oh. And he's like, oh, and he gets back up and goes, oh crap, there's a whole bunch of them out there now.
Is
And
that not the
these
noise
poor-
you make when you fall down? I do. I make that noise.
No, but it was just
That's the
it was
noise
just
I
the,
make when I'm taking a shit.
the way it developed was just too slow. It was almost almost like the table was breaking in slow motion.
Yeah.
And then when it goes
it's
to the
awful.
hordes outside the city, there's a horde over here, there's a horde over there, and there's six zombies in back of him. And he's just like, oh, I guess I'm surrounded. Oh crap! And I'm like, oh boy, this is
Was he saying that with that Birmingham accent the whole time?
Yeah,
Yes,
it kind of matches Birmingham,
yes.
to be honest. Last time I went there.
Oof.
Oh.
I'm very sorry to any
Sorry,
listeners that are
everybody,
in
yeah.
Birmingham.
Yeah, we love you, really. Miserable.
Yeah, but this-
Second biggest city of the UK. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
better hope the game doesn't sell a lot because
Miserables.
it really, really doesn't cut a good thing for Birmingham.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say that the quality of carpenters building houses out of wood and no creaks or anything happening, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, very shocking.
Wow.
Yes,
Don't
wow.
build them like they used to.
Why did you decide to play this game? Where did
I
you
didn't
see
play
it,
it.
man?
I don't know.
It's out on it's on Steam.
Oh, you just
which
watched
you can
it?
wish list. Yeah.
Yeah, you can wish list it. Don't bother. I wouldn't
Yeah.
bother
Why did
at
you
all.
wish list it?
I
No,
didn't.
hell no.
I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, a lot of people are actually looking forward to it. Apparently.
Sure. All 10 of them.
Yeah. And they all work there.
And they
I'm
all
telling you,
work
I'm warning
there.
you right now. Please stay away from this game. Rick.
Yeah, don't do it, man. Don't do it.
Just grow some balls and play DayZ or Rust.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Survive the nights. Get that instead. Go for it.
Wow.
A bit controversial, Matt,
It is.
but it's
Yeah.
true.
No, it's just
Yeah.
bad.
Where do you how you see these games, or where you come up from these games, man? You the most random things. It is hilarious how you wait not if you find these games, when you find these games, because you'll find these gems of like madness games all the feckin' time. It is a skill in art form.
I'm
Anyway.
very surprised that they put out 10 or 20 minutes of game footage, because usually you do that when you have some hope of somebody liking it. All it did was further the fact that the game is crap. So I don't know why they bothered.
Yeah.
Not sure why either. Really not sure why either. Right, okay. We'll move on
Right.
before Birmingham sack is off and officially come after the podcast, considering they are a big city after all. Right, okay. I've got some hardware tech news this time, actually, a little bit more on the gaming side of things. I'll let you in for a shock, boys.
Hold on. Let me grab my chair.
And change your pants.
Yeah.
Switch 2, they're saying, is going to be the biggest console launch of all time.
No.
No.
way.
No, you're shocked.
Hold on. Yeah. Do we have to do that airplane thing where we all just go like this?
Are
That's
you
right,
are you annoyed by said stat? Are you surprised? Are you is it deserved?
All of the above.
I think
enough.
it deserves its place to say, yeah, why not? I think a lot of people are eagerly waiting, especially because of these issues of where the heck can I pre-order or buy
that's a
them and
shit
all that
show, man.
shenanigans. Yeah.
You just said something.
Ooh.
My
Yeah, see, that's
when
how
the-
I
I did. I say something.
no. When the pre-orders came out,
Sometimes
right?
you record it and put it in.
When they announced the pre-orders, I'm not, into that Nintendo too, so I don't care. But my son is, so he comes over to me and he goes, Dad, listen, they're gonna do the pre-sale, and I said, oh, okay, so I need your help. And I said, all right, I'll help. So I was on my computer on two
Where's your
different
credit card?
websites, and he was on his computer and his phone on another two that I was on, and a third one. So essentially, we had 5 windows open trying to do this. It was the funniest thing, man. As soon as it hit like 1 second after 12, midnight, I start clicking, and it goes, and things start pop up and going like, we're sold out. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
it's sold out. And then you switch to the next one, it goes like technical difficulties, and then you would get to as far as the cart, and you put it in the cart, and then it starts spinning around forever. And then you
Yeah.
start refreshing the page, and then it goes back, and then you got to put it in the cart again. And then I got all the way to putting in my information with my card, and then I figured, I got it, man. I got the cards in and everything. I click buy, and it goes like this round and round. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Finally, after all this shit we're doing,
He's bought
my son
15.
finally got through and was able to snag one. And but it was just like, it was hilarious, man.
Yeah.
I get mine easy. I get mine relatively easy. I use stock checkers and things like that. Things that
you're
are
in the,
legit.
Hold on, you're in the UK with only like 1,000 people. Over here, we have like millions.
1,000 people. There's 88 million
80
or
people.
80 odd million.
I know, but there's
people in the UK.
330 million over here, and they're all hitting
That's
the computer at
because
the
you
same
can't
time.
keep it in your pants. That's not our problem.
Yeah.
I know.
Control yourselves. Wear those pigskins more often.
What pigskins?
I don't-
Well. You also forget the obvious. We don't have the problems with the tariffs. Getting the Switch and not getting the Switch. We got ours very easy. We got ours. Well, we were able to order one or pre-order one on the day that Nintendo stated originally, whereas in the States it was a couple of days ago, or whatever it was. Yeah. So, and it's still difficult to get one here, but I got mine from Amazon because I had some vouchers. So I'm going to get it. I'll get it with the Mario Kart World thing, because that basically looks like Forza Horizon, but with a Mario skin, which sounds brilliant. And it makes the game way cheaper. I think the it was $430 for that, so £35 more because the console is $395, or in the States it's $450 for the console or $500 with Mario Kart, which makes the game $30 cheaper or something. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I think ours was. He got his with the Mario Kart or whatever.
Yeah,
I think it was $500 even.
He saves like $30 or something at least with that crisis. Actually makes sense. I will probably play that, and then what I'll do is I'll probably jump on eBay and see if there's no codes left, because I'm about to give away a trade secret. I'm going to come after everyone that listens to the podcast and find out who took my codes. On eBay, you can join that. People sell a place to a family plan for Nintendo Online. And instead of paying whatever it is, I can't remember how much it is, you pay something like maybe £12 or so-ish, and you get a place in the family plan for Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack. And expansion
I know what that is.
The expansion pack is the bit that's important, because that gives you the added bonuses. Like there's a bunch of free courses for the last Mario Kart that you get with. You get an add-on extension for Animal Crossing, the last game. You get access to a couple of the is it one or two emulators that are not on the original online plan. That I think that's like N64 and GameCube now is the latest one to be added to it. So another thing that will include is that there's a difference between Switch 1 and Switch 2, obviously, in terms of the quality of the game, but there's an upgrade path available as well, which you would pay money for. You think if you've already got a game like Tears of the Kingdom or something, you pay maybe £7-8 in the UK, and you upgrade to the like shinier version, because that is literally a remaster in the purest form. It's not a remake, which is good value because some people already have that game. But if you have Nintendo Online plus expansion pack, you get that upgrade for free. And there's a few examples of that. Plus, you get to play all these old. There's NES, there's SNES, there's Mega Drive, there is
SNES,
Game Boy Advance,
SNES plus SNES,
GameCube,
Fanboy.
And there's maybe one or two others in there as well. N60, I think it's N64,
yeah.
It's actually decent value. There's a lot of old quality retro games from back in the day, and it's good value.
Nintendo 64, did you see that one?
Yeah, they did put the price up though. I thought they put the
3/4.
price up though. They didn't. They kept it the same, even though they added in GameCube.
Of course, they're paying so much for the new one. They got to do something.
Yeah.
Well, for now, that's the statement right there. For now, they are only bringing out 3 games initially for Nintendo GameCube emulator. So, but yeah, so they're estimating 6 to 8 million units of the console by the time of launch. That's pre-orders only. That is batshit crazy bonkers, if you ask me.
That's a lot.
And
normally they down. They don't put as many at all, just so they can say, "Oh, out of stock."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know they ship a lot over here because of the tariff stuff. So,
well, see if we're short of any consoles over here because of you Yanks taking them up because of the Orange Man.
Yeah, that's it.
Happy.
Yeah, bloody
I'm
orange.
happy. I'm telling you. No, I've got my secured. I know that much. I think there is that model they're selling in Japan, which, listen, I was conflicted about this. I could see why they were doing it. So there is a version of the Switch which is only available in Japanese language. You can't change it. And you need a Nintendo Online account based in Japan. Again, not being Japanese. And it's a good bit cheaper. It works out about, is it still something like $360 or $380? A good bit cheaper.
Yeah.
And there's another SKU. There's the other SKU that is the generic world version. So they're trying to give more to their home audience. So I thought that was a bit shit. But then at the same time, I think it's kind of cool that the Japanese love Nintendo, man. Like it's like they're almost like an unofficial government over there rather than the government. You know, they adore it over there. So do you boys think that's fair? Not fair?
Yep, I think it's fair.
I mean, it's fair considering it's their people's, you know. So why not? I mean, if you want to do that.
Well,
the only thing when I heard that though, my son is in Japan right now. He left a couple days ago, but when he was going, I was gonna go like, "Ooh, can you get one of the Japanese, ones to bring over here? Sell it on eBay or something." Yeah, that doesn't work. They're real strict about that. Are you Japanese? Obviously, he ain't. You don't look Japanese.
You could put a pre-order in for one, but you'd need a Nintendo Online account, Japanese-based one, and you need to be able to speak the language, otherwise or read it, or you're screwed. So nothing's stopping you doing it.
Yeah. Good way to learn. Just throw yourself in it.
Yeah.
If we had thought about it in advance, maybe we could have done something with a VPN, blah blah blah. But yeah. Oh well. But that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's I can live with it. I think they're looking after their home audience. It's that's kind of cool. They know they'll make a lot of money off the rest of the Western world anyway. So,
sure.
I'm excited for it to come. Obviously, I might take a few days off work. I don't normally do that, but
sure you do. Every new game that comes out, you do.
Every single time. Yeah. Especially between Monday and Friday.
I wish I had those holidays, man. It says Matt, who was online gaming today during working hours. So if anyone from
I don't know what you're about.
Manager
what are you talking about? We don't know anything about that.
Bye, Matt. P45. Bye.
Nothing about it. Remember, you have to take May 15th off from work. That's a must.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, the Dark Ages. What are you talking about?
Nah,
take May 15th off.
I could just play it in the evening or something, man.
No.
No, I'm talking about taking time off for a console launch, not a game. There's a difference. No,
you're gonna be lining up at the doorstep for Amazon to deliver it to you.
I will be preloading that game or loading it at like 12:01 right after midnight, and then I'll be playing in the morning. I'll let everybody know when that game comes out.
I believe that, mate. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that come out. The next thing I've got is it's a side straight away before I even tell you.
Spring rolls.
Spring rolls from is that with your Chinese order? Is it the free ones you get, Matt?
Yeah, absolutely. Pro crackers. It's the only thing you get free now.
If that. Nvidia rolls out their GeForce hotfix driver. With all the problems I've been experiencing recently, quite a lot of them. I temporarily avoided that problem because I'm temporarily at the moment using an AMD GPU, which I'm getting rid of because it's shit. So that's the technical word for it. Now, I watched a video from J2 Sense in this, and this is why I bring up the article, because he was ranting and raving. I love J2 Sense because he rants and raves like me, like there's no tomorrow. I love it. He gives 0 Fs and he just goes for it.
Yeah, doesn't shut up for one.
He said, how does a company like Nvidia do as well as they're doing, make as much money as they're doing, and then make an F up with their coding, with their drivers? They already had drivers that were working great, and he gets really pernickety about it and very, taking a piss when he goes right into the minutia and goes, Nvidia, and he puts on his Nvidia voice like one of these guys working at the workstation. We've got some great go here, some great drivers. There's a such and such part of it to do with X, Y, and Z. Let's just go in and muck about with that, even though it's nothing to do with what we're actually working on at the moment. Let's just dick about with that, just because we're bored, You go right into it and just rip them a new one. He doesn't care. And he's got a point. They don't care about gamers anymore. That's clearly obvious. So have any of you two boys experienced any of the faults from the last? You did great, didn't you? Did you?
I did, yeah. Since they came out with the fix for the 40 series cards, so far so good. But it took a
I was going to say today you haven't crashed at all.
That's right.
It's terrible.
No, was that that wasn't the problem with that, Gray. That was Adobe plugin. You said.
Oh, was it Adobe one?
Yeah. Well, it had something to do with it because once I dumped the Adobe plugin, it seemed to really correct a lot. So I was like, oh, okay. And I won't use it. The other thing, truthfully, too, I think that helped was Trev helped me out on some adjustments on the motherboard. I wasn't pumping.
Please.
I wasn't pumping full speed on my RAM. So
he was not running XMP. He was on peasant speeds, Matt.
Ooh. Did you do your BIOS as well? Because sometimes it'll reset your XMP if you don't.
I told him. No. He updated the firmware of his BIOS.
Yeah.
But that obviously resets XMP by default. So I had to put that on again.
Yeah.
We sorted his fan curve because
somebody's got to sort out his fan.
Because the fan curve it was either the CPU or the pump speed was really low. And I was like, "There's your problem, mate. You're pumping like an old man rather than a young stud. So let's put that right up there."
Yeah, get the Dyson out.
And it was zipping along beautifully after that, wasn't it, Gray?
Pretty much, yeah. It's definitely made a difference. There's no doubt.
I am
Nice.
chuffed to hear
Good,
that,
good.
man. I really am. I'm glad because that was a bit of a nightmare. You pride yourself on your not being kicked off the podcast. On a regular
I'm
basis,
giving it
so-
5 seconds for it to go out now. 5, 4, 3, boing.
Go on. So, I mean, this should be happening when Nvidia full stop the amount of money they've got at their disposal, right? But see the faulty driver. I don't know if it's still here as of right now, but when I watched Jay's video, the faulty driver was still up there when they released the hotfix. The hotfix wasn't visible in the main bit; it was in a hidden bit that it was difficult to get to, and they
Why?
still had the faulty feckin' driver up. I'm like, that's them almost admitting we didn't admit we haven't done anything wrong. Nvidia, what are you talking about? We didn't. No,
No,
it wasn't
it's
us.
called. They don't
Very
care.
sly.
They got one guy working out of his grandmother's basement on it, and that's what's gonna happen.
Probably a motor.
Probably the grandmother, right? She's like, what do I do?
Yeah.
It's
After
ridiculous,
baking her a
boys, isn't it?
cake. Yeah. I
Absolutely.
mean, I did mine last night. I think I had one blue, what's it, B-sod yesterday
Yeah.
evening. And I was like, oh, for God's sake. And then I think I had the update come through. So then I threw that in. So,
They're gonna have to.
see what happens.
DSOD used to mean blue screen of death, but now people are
That's
getting black screens of death as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah.
now you gotta go. Well, which one was that?
Yeah. So,
Matt, have
which
you
one?
had this problem?
All the
you're in
time.
a 40 series card as well, you're not?
Yeah, 40 series.
Didn't happen for you, no black screen.
Not
or
really.
anything,
No black screens. No problems. No crashes on anything. other
No
than one
green
yesterday.
screens or
No
leprechaun
green
screens or
screen.
anything, no?
No
Jumpy
greens, no
screen,
black,
wobbly
no
what's it?
blues, no.
Yeah.
In
No,
fact,
that's
all the
great.
RGB is gone completely. So now the games are in black and white.
Stuttering the old porn. That's about it.
Oh, there's nothing worse.
I know.
Oh,
It's like,
leave-
get to the best bit here. For
leave it at that.
God's
Let's
sake.
leave it at that. People can use their imaginations.
Yeah.
I
No tells were thrown into the middle of it. Come on.
Oh, what?
Nothing.
Tells.
Anyway, moving
In a
on.
poker game.
Yeah.
Are you surprised to hear that
Yes.
Nvidia will launch? Well, heavily rumored to launch at some point their Super Series of 50 series
Oh
cards.
heck no! They do that all the time. What's
Yeah.
to be surprised about?
Just
Yeah,
add an extra 500 to it. Don't worry about it.
And
It's
then,
all good. We'll all have one.
you mugs will bloody you're going back. No, actually, you're not the mugs. I'm the mug. One of you will buy it like you did last time, and then absolutely peasant shame me into submission so that I buy the card. So do you know what I'm doing just now? I
You bought
am
one already
looking-
to beat us to it.
No, I'm going to get a 5080 top of the range 5080 with an infinity
Super
mirror
TI.
on the end of it and RGB all over it. Get it right up yet. No, I can't do the AMD GPU. I'm sorry, their graphics cards just don't cut it. Their pros, their CPU's lovely, but I can't do it. I'm sending it back, boys. I cannot do it. Nvidia, they are money grabbing barsters, but they are the best at what they do. Love them or hate them, it's a
Monopoly.
fact. They make the best graphics cards in every category. For me,
So technically,
Monopoly.
there's not really much of a choice there if you want to do the bit of gaming and have it looking good at the end of the day.
nah, like
Unless
an
it-
Nvidia
unless
You
product
it-
have
now-
to
as well.
spend. Yeah. You have
Remember,
to spend.
Intel's high-end graphics cards supposedly are on the way. At the first they said no, and
get
now
arse.
supposedly they're
Don't
on the way.
believe it. No way. No
Yeah.
way.
24 gigs of RAM.
Well, wait for the
Or-
Super TI OC
Well, that
version.
well,
You missed that one, Trev?
there's a 50 Super lineup of the 5070 and the 5080 Super. So if there's a 5070 Super, is that better or worse than the 5070 Ti? Because it's not going to be called a Ti Super. So I don't know which
I
one's
think
better.
it'd be minimalist if back.
Yeah.
I
Well,
It's
think
gonna be like a
it'd probably be-
1% increase. Ooh.
Yeah.
Not even if I told you, boys, that the super cards rumored are going to be, in terms of performance, speed, are going to be exactly the same as the other cards. The thing they're changing is the VRAM to 24 gigs of VRAM. That's all they're changing. That
Not worth-
pisses
not
me
worth
off.
it.
I wouldn't do it. Not for more VRAM. I mean, more VRAM's nice. 16 is good. But 24 future-proofs yourself. I need more performance out of that, even if it's a few percent. That's disgusting. Like, really?
Yeah.
And I believe it. It's something they would do. That's 50. Is that 50% more VRAM? It is. Holy shit. Problem is,
Or you.
you won't see it anytime soon because they're not getting any competition at the high end. So why would they won't do it until probably next year? What's
When they
the
start
one?
bringing out the
It'll be a
600
stopgap.
series.
It's going to be a stopgap before the 6000 series. That's how they do
Yeah,
things.
that's it.
It's
Why
they
this
do.
now?
It's so they can bring a card out every year and every other year. What's the thing they have in January? Is it CES or
Yeah.
Computex? CES, yeah.
PAX.
The Consumer Entertainment Show or something. Yeah, the one they have in January in Vegas. Yeah, I'm going to CES. They'll probably announce it around about then because that's when their last cards come out. January. They normally do that. You wouldn't bring it out any sooner, boys. Why would you? They're at the top. There's no competition. They're not being forced. Their hand's not been forced. They don't need to. So why cannibalize your sales?
Right.
Yeah, if you can get hold of one, that's the thing. If you can get hold of a bloody card at MSRP, which I'm able to, but still. But yeah, more VRAM's good, but give us a bit more performance for that money as well, guys. At the end of the day, I think that's a bit disgusting. And then the last thing, I'm going to have to. I'm literally doing this for your boys' benefit and no one else. But I will explain this. Boys, welcome to the bloody
put it away.
Doom, the Doom 5080 overclocked graphics card, the Doom Edition graphics card. That doesn't even do it justice, to be honest with you.
There you go. Now we're talking.
I'm going to see if that one's... Is that one better? No, that's not really... I want to...
You notice
Did I make it any bigger?
Nope.
For the people that are on the audio
Try rubbing it.
podcast, basically it's a shot from the game or like a promo shot of the game that's plastered on one side. I thought what's also cool is on the fan they show.
It's always
like,
the underside though, where you can't actually bloom and see it unless you got
yeah,
one of
I
those
know.
side. What's the
It's right, the
point?
card's gonna go in like this, and you can't see anything anyway.
Yeah.
Like, who the hell cares?
Yeah.
So, this is... it's a special edition. It's got the designs, let's say...
I've got a picture of mine.
Doom everywhere. When you look at this, is that the best one to show you? When you normally have a graphics card in there, you won't see this bit underneath unless you have it mounted.
Have a dodgy way.
vertically.
Yeah.
I don't really like that. I have it the normal way, just facing down, and then you will get not that picture. You will get this here. That looks. Oh, actually, no, I'm switching about. You can't feckin' see that. What an idiot I am.
I know. Amateur.
Yeah. I thought you were crazy.
Amateur
but no,
hour.
hey.
Put
You know, it's
your
probably
reviews
better shared
into
on the screen.
Trustpilot.
This
This
here.
will be a quick break, so I'll fix everything.
Yeah.
This here is what it really looks like. That's from Bethesda's actual store.
$2,000.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If I select,
Is that just with one fan, or
If
is
I
that they put a fan on the upside as well as the
Yep.
outside?
yep. So if I select this, it takes $100 off, and you don't get the game with it because it's on Game
Oh,
Pass. So that's the
great.
one I would select. That's the one I would select.
I love the shirt,
So,
but
You get
I
a
like a key
graphics
card.
card. You get a shirt, a T-shirt with a Doom logo on it, which is black and black, which is just bloody stupid. You have a yellow key card replica, which is cool because that's one of the access. You have the three colors. Is it red, green, blue,
red, and yellow, I think.
You get an oversized mouse mat, which is no use to me. It looks cool, but I've got a mouse mat. It's a graphics card. So $1,900 is something like 1,400 odd pounds. And I
crazy.
thought, okay, that's silly money, but I might still get one. However, the problem was I'd done my research for us folks in the UK, Matt. Once you figure in, like, shipping's reasonable, $44, considering what's in it. I'm okay with that. But then when you put in VAT and duty, you don't need to pay duty at the moment for that item coming in from the States until, again, the Orange Man changes his mind. If he wakes up in a bad mood, who knows? But you do need to pay VAT, which is fair, but it's going to sting. It would basically move the bill up to approximately over £1,700 for us to get that card.
Oh.
Yep.
All right. Well, if you buy me one, that's fine. Okay, I'll let you.
Buy you two.
Please,
One card.
Yeah.
I like Doom stuff like that, but I'd sooner buy the controller like Trev
Yeah,
has
that
than
was
buy
that
this
was
thing.
better value. That was better value.
Or
That-
just get a skin for it. Tenner.
There you go.
Done.
It's ROG. It's Asus ROG. It's called the Astral GeForce RTX 5080 Doom Edition bundle. either $2,000 including the game, which has got all the digital deluxe stuff, premium edition, blah blah blah,
and a figurine.
I'm just gonna print some stickers out and just stick it on my card.
I generally was tempted. I would have got it if it wasn't for the fact that you need to pay the VAT and stuff, and that, which is fair, but it takes it too much out of the. That card MSRP is £950. Or what, $1,000. So to then double it just because it's a special. Now I'm all for the company making money. I'm not against that, but that amount of money, sheer greed, really? Why? Are you skint? Are you broke? Are you struggling for money for your next game? None of the above. Get greed. You know what I always say, guys? Bring down the asteroid. So I mean, listen. If you're enthusiast, you're going to get that. Part of me is tempted to get it and sell it on. But for all that aggro, no, I think I'll leave it. It does look stunning, though. Like, that backplate is gorgeous. That's what you see. That is what you see. And I don't even think you get that much RBG in it. Maybe one light. But
not when you mount it, you ain't gonna see it.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what
your
you're
card
looking
mounts
at.
fly.
What are you gonna do with that fan though? That's at the top of it. That's just.
Well, extra cooling. I mean, I don't know if that's a bad thing, Matt. I mean, as long as it's not like obnoxiously loud. It is an overclocked edition card, so it is considered an OC card. But the thing is, people never buy an overclocked card for the overclock functionality. It is so easy to do it yourself manually, and even if you don't want to do it manually,
there's program software that can do it.
Yeah, the latest versions of GeForce overclocking software, whoever it is, MSI, whatever, they will auto overclock this stuff for you anyway if you can't be arsed. And then you can go in manually and tweak it, but you get very little out of that. Don't buy a card for its overclocked ability. Buy it because you believe in the brand. It looks really cool and shiny if you're
usability.
Like shiny. This is where was the card I was looking at, actually? I'll be honest with you. This is the one that I'm probably going to buy this evening, if I'm being honest with you. I'll get hopefully for a good price. Now that is pretty small there. That is shiny, and I like
the shape.
It's got an infinity mirror on it, Matt. So you look in that, it looks like the mirror's going way into the graphics card.
Probably is.
So I'm like, it's not the 5070, it's the 5080 version of that, to be honest with you. But I look at something like that, and I just think that is absolutely stunning. You can't really see a good picture of infinity mirror. No. But anyway, so yeah.
I do like the shape of the card, though. They've done a nice job on that.
It
looks like a vitamin.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm just vain. I like my PC to look nice. What can I say? It's something's right beside me, and it's got windows on two sides. So
what they really should come out is, imagine if they came out with a case, right? Kind of like the one I have, where one side is glass, right? So what you do is you have a moving Doom hologram on the glass of your case. Now that would be cool. I'd pay money for that.
Jansen could sort you out with that. He's the guy.
Yeah.
He's the magic man. He makes shit happen. Yeah.
He is the magic man.
He's the magic man with the magic hands.
You've got
that was a song, by the way.
You have got some Valve news for us. I'm intrigued by this, man. I don't know about this.
Yeah. So you're gonna love this. If I can get my fucking mouse to do what I needed to do. There you go. So Valve, if you broke your Steam Deck, what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to fix it. So Valve have quoted a price of $220 to repair a single Steam Deck button.
What?
Wow.
Single button. Just one little thing.
So they're charging like the price of a Steam Deck to fix the button.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Save your thanks and everything. Yeah, so there you go. So this has sparked a lot of controversy within the handheld gaming community, who decided that they wanted to buy this Valve, which is nonsense. They should have done it at all. Idiots.
Great.
Anyway, I've said that for ages. So yeah, so they've been quoted a price of upwards of $220 to fix what appears to be minor issues. A mushy R1 button on the Steam Deck, according to a post on the Steam Deck Reddit page. One user's conversation with the Steam support revealed that the minor repair will start at around 135 euros. So that's $220 for you guys, for Yank Americanos. While the
Chancellor, I want to convert it into pounds.
So 135 to so £200. There you go.
Oh, okay.
150. There you go. I'm good at this. See, look at that. Boom. Right in there. Yeah, so it can climb up to 200 euros or even more for a major repair, which is includes shipping fees as well, though. And yeah, so people are questioning whether it's worth it at all, whether they should just do it themselves. I think they should do it themselves. I don't think it'd be that hard to fix little buttons on there.
That's what she said.
Yeah. So the reaction amongst the Steam Deck owners has been mixed. A lot of frustrations, as you would see. And a lot of people are saying that there's a very excessive charge for a trivial problem.
You think?
Yeah. So there you go. However, others, however, point out that Valve's repair service isn't meant to be a charity. I think they can do that without having, a lesser price and not even say that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, gosh, it's awful. This also adds to a growing list of concerns with post-purchase support from the Steam Deck as well, as many have said as well. Some people are saying alternatives like DIY repairs, which Valve acknowledges providing repair guides, which is better than some companies, not saying much about Apple at all, which gives you the right to repair, which is always good. So there you go.
They do that because they can't afford to do it themselves. So like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Why don't they just do what everybody does? You outsource it. Let someone else fix it. They can call you
Outsource it.
Matt.
Exactly. I'll do it for you.
I'll put a new button on. Yeah.
Send an email and we'll to our email address, which is, what is it? I can't remember.
Info at extremegamingpodcast.com. Watch, someone's going to
And we'll
email
send
you.
you
They're going to
quotes.
think it's serious and go, can Matt really
can
fix
do
the
it.
button on my stream deck?
I can do it. I can look. They have the guide there. I'm happy to do it.
Yeah.
For a price.
And he'll only charge half the price at Valve.
Yeah.
Very
So
kind.
there you go.
Interesting. I'm surprised that Valve.
There's your charity.
I didn't think Valve would ever go to that level, but
Yeah.
they have.
Well,
Okay,
No one's
Mr. Gray. You get double whammy of Gray. I am so sorry. We need to restructure these things so
Can we
don't
delete
get
some of
double
it so he doesn't
any
notice?
Gray.
what?
Oh man, I'm so sorry. Right, hardware and tech news with Gray, followed by more game news by Gray. Double dunter. Go for it.
Yeah, unless we don't have time, then we can shove it for next week.
Oh, sad.
Anyway,
Okay.
Yeah, I saw this and the title's maybe just a little misleading, but not too much. But basically, it says a YouTuber built a PC without a graphics card and was playing Cyberpunk at ultra high settings. So I'm sitting there going like, what? So I decided to see what this is all about. Basically, he was playing with AMD's new Strix Halo APU. And for those that don't know what an APU is, it's accelerated processing units. It combines a CPU and a GPU into a single chip, which is actually a pretty cool, innovative thing that they've been trying to do for a while. So supposedly this new chip from AMD is like really great. So he put that on. He unveiled it at CES 2025. It came packed with 40 RDNA 3.5 compute units, coupled with a Zen 5 processor that boasts 16 cores and 32 threads. He said essentially the chip brings performance close to that of a mid-range dedicated GPU.
Okay.
Just from the chip. And I'm sitting there going like, really? So basically not needing a regular GPU at all. Now here's what he got on playing certain games and stuff, which will kind of tell you a little bit more. On Cyberpunk 2077, which is a relatively unforgiving game when it comes to GPU stuff, at 1440p, we're not talking 4K now, 1440p, which is still what most people play at.
Peasant resolution.
He put it at ultra. He put everything at ultra.
Yeah.
Okay. He still got 58 frames per second. And he surpassed 60 frames per second at high settings. If you think about it, that's pretty damn good. I mean, for just an APU chip that AMD came out with, you can run Cyberpunk 1440p at close to 60. Like that's a lot.
I thought 4K. I was reading stuff online before about running that game at 4K with a 5080, and you were getting about the 60 FPS mark before you put on things like DLSS.
Yeah, but remember, you're not. This
but
is
that's
not. This
no
is an
graphics
APU
card.
though. This is no GPU involved.
Oh, of course. Sorry. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true.
He ran Marvel Rivals at 1440p on the high settings, and he got 65 frames a second. He played Grand Theft Auto 5, the Enhanced Edition, at 1440p, very high settings, and he got 90 frames per second. What else did he do? Let's see. He was trying to run Marvel Spider-Man 2, Doom Eternal, but they ran smoothly, showcasing that this machine can hang in with even high-end gaming PCs. So if he's playing Doom Eternal on this thing and it's running smooth, of course, that partly due to the fact that Doom is optimized so well. But anyway, I'm just like, wow, I'm floored. Because if you think about it, if you're going to go out there to purchase a gaming PC and you can't justify the cost for the GPUs, which I understand totally, and you can get that kind of performance out of their APU chip, wow, man. Yeah, I mean, you got to start thinking twice about this. Now, let's preface this by saying they do not have any reports on how much that the new APU is going to cost. But I can't imagine it costing as much as getting a high-end card, especially at these prices that Nvidia has been charging. So I highly doubt the APU is going to cost thousands of dollars. But I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
It's fascinating.
Okay, great.
Fascinating.
Well, I'll jump at once.
I don't see how it's even possible. That
I think it's quite good, but isn't it just going to overheat and shorten your lifespan of the CPU? Do you think, or APU? Sorry.
There's no mention on here about heat, but so I don't know about that.
Look at it this way, guys. If you look at, I don't know, PlayStation or Xbox or whatever.
Let me back up.
Integrated, though, isn't it? Yeah.
You have an SoC. It's a system on chip anyway.
Yeah, but let me back up to answer the heat question, or possibly answer the heat question. I forgot. I'm looking at this. He was running this on a mini PC, 130 watts. You've seen the mini PCs, guys, right?
The Nooks,
it's as big as two cigarette packs together.
What, like this?
Yeah.
Like maybe two of those, one side by side. Not quite as high as that though, and that's it. And he was running all this stuff because it had the Strix APU in it. So can you imagine? It says, "Here's my new gaming PC," and it's this big.
That's impressive and handy.
And cheap. And cheap. Those portable computers. I know. I bought two of them for friends and set them up for them. They're like $500, or you get them even less than that on sale.
This thing's basically an Intel NUC. I'm using it for my emulation for all my old games that I'll attach to the TV. Like this thing's brilliant for Windows and emulation to a certain level.
You know what you need to do?
It'll be a bit bigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to break open that, get an iron, and then just iron the thing and delete.
Delete that.
I know.
Stick it in a fish tank
and put the APU on it,
and then plug it in.
I'm good. That is mental. What's possible?
Yeah.
So is this a video I can go and watch? It is, isn't it?
I
can go watch this.
Yeah, if you want to, but everybody else can't see it. They're listening to us.
No, not right this second. I'm trying to find a link to the video and I don't see it.
Look how good this looks.
Yeah.
Where's the video link, Greg? Can you send it on to me after?
I'll try. I didn't even bother looking at it, to be honest. I just was reading
that's a fascinating video to watch if it exists.
Well, when we do quick breaks, I can throw it in.
Oh yeah.
The second piece of news is I thought it was kind of interesting. If you're into SD cards, I haven't really heard of any innovations going on with SD cards lately. And all of a sudden, AData came out and said that they now have an 8.0 Express card, SD card that can reach up to speeds of 1,600 megabytes a second, which for a card is fast as shit. So that's pretty interesting.
You know why, Greg? That's the card of choice in the Switch 2. SD card Express. That's part of the reason this exists.
Oh, okay. Well, then there
Switch
you go.
2. That's what it takes for memory upgrade.
Perfect.
So.
And go get out and get one. They said that they're only offering right now a single storage option, and what I mean by that is they're selling a 512 gigabyte version of the card, and that's it. No lower, no higher. Now they didn't say they're not going to put one out. They said that they will put out different storage SD cards, but right now they're not going to do that.
Supply and demand.
But yeah, just like you said, it makes a lot more sense now if you're going to put that into the Nintendo 2. But having an extra SD
Nintendo
card
2.
like that, essentially you can have another drive on your computer. I mean, I kind of did that to my daughter. Now, she doesn't have a gaming computer, but she has a laptop. And the problem was that her original drive on that is just way too small because she saved so many pictures and junk. So she was running out of room, and Windows 11 was going.
It'd be good for those machines that have EMC cards and they can't go above 64, and you're screwed. I
bought her a 1 terabyte SD card, and now she has no issues anymore.
Wait, great. You help your daughter with IT issues, really?
Yeah, and friends and stuff. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Right. Nothing. No, but these are people that don't they go computer. What's that?
Huh?
And in other words, what I would say is that I'm like
you seem like a genius in front of them.
No, I would say that I'm tier 1 support or tier 1.5, whereas you guys are like tier 2. You guys are like tier 2. So when I need tier 2, I pick up the phone and call one of you guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Listen, we need a tier 2 guy. Can you do something here? So I don't know. I don't see when it's going to become available, but apparently it's going to be any time now. If you want something of a different size, and you're going to have to wait. But they said they will be coming out with it. They did say, and we already knew this, but in case other people don't, the speeds of the new SD card are slower than modern day SSDs, but they're still much faster than drives relying on old SATA interfaces and the existing SD cards that we have. So interesting. So I thought that's a worthy, if the price is reasonable. That's actually a really good thing for people that, again, have a small hard drive and they don't know what to do. And instead of having to sit there and buy another hard drive and having it installed, they just shove a card in the side of their computer and they're good. And then the next question, probably some of the lay people out there might be asking is, but how long is that card going to last? I looked that up. They said a lot of SD cards will last up to 10 years. And that's plenty of time. I mean, people don't generally own their laptops for 10 years. That's a long time. So, so SD cards will last. And then I would assume that the newer ones, the 8.0 that's going to come out, would last at least that long, if not more. So, And then the last thing I was just going to cover is a little fun little survey here that I wanted to see what you guys could guess
I've been trying to click on that. I saw the vote, and I was like, ooh, clicking on that.
Me too.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. It's just
I was waiting for pop-ups to come up and everything.
So the question, the survey question was, do you have an SSD installed in your PC?
Yeah, but I'm taking something for it.
Yeah, I know, me too. But there's 3 choices. Yes, it's absolutely essential for gaming. The second choice is no, but I'm thinking of buying one. And then the third is no, the base storage is fine with me. So if you had to first pick the winner, which one would be the winner?
The top, yes.
No, the base storage is fine for me.
Why would you
sorry, no one's going to have just a hard drive by default in their PC unless they're ancient and or they'd never use their computer. You're going to have an SSD by default.
That's what I would think.
Minimum.
Yeah.
All right, so we all agree the top is the one that won, and it did. Now, here's the funny part.
Shocking,
what do you think the percentages were out of 100?
Ooh, Jesus.
So what do you think the top one got?
60.
Okay. Trev?
61.
60. We're not playing Jeopardy. You realize that, right?
62 and a half.
63. No, actually 82%.
Oh, shit, no way.
That you absolutely essential for gaming. Now, here might come a wee bit of a surprise, all right? The second one, no, but I'm thinking of buying one, is 5%. But the base storage is fine for me, which we figure everybody's got to be like a mental, whatever, to do this. 12%.
No, fuck that. 12%.
12% said the base storage was fine for them. And I'm like, whoa,
12%.
Really?
I thought it'd be at least 11 and a half, maybe 13 I'd push. But
I mean, even if you're not at an IT level or doing a podcast or whatever like we do, I mean, come on. Wow, 12%.
I know.
That's just fine. Those are the ones that are running with about 500 megabytes left on Windows 11 on their main drive. They're like,
and waiting
why
for 3
does my
days.
computer keep screwing up? I don't understand.
Takes 3 days to fucking go. Yeah, jeez. Wow.
Absolutely.
Do you believe
crazy.
this, Trev? 12%. 12%.
I have many SSDs.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Many
Me too.
SSDs. Cream for all of them. No, I mean, technically, the NVMe M.2 drive is an SSD in some kind of form.
M.2, mate.
Far more advanced form. It's M.2 format, but it's still an SSD. It's solid state.
Mm-hmm.
So what it means at the end of the day, I've got two NVMe M.2 drives for one's my boot drive, one's for my games, and I do have a mechanical hard drive for a lot of media that I have backed up onto another mechanical hard drive. Then I have a normal SSD, which only has the same read speeds as a mechanical hard drive as the backup for the boot drive. So I have many options, just because
I have
build a PC properly.
I have 3 NVMEs and I have 2 SSDs that are each about 10 years old. Original Samsungs. So I have, and that's not counting my external stuff. I have 2 USB external 4 terabytes, and I have a 4 terabyte SSD external.
I hate anything external. When you've got a PC, why not have it all inside the chip?
Backup.
The chassis?
Backup.
Backups? Yeah, a lot of people do backups. NAS
No,
drives.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
All my drives are inside. The reason I've got so many is there's backups of the main drives.
Right, but I don't
Take
use
them
my
out,
main
put them
drive.
into
In my
storage.
computer, the five SSDs I have in my computer, none of them are backup. But this SSD external, which I got at a great price and is very fast, I do backups, and then the USBs are a backup to the backup, just in case for certain things.
You should really have another backup just in case.
I just had them inside my machine because I didn't want anything external sticking out. The only way that's a good thing for you is if there's a fire in your house, but even then the backup bloody drives are going to get nuked anyway, aren't they? So like a short circuit maybe, but with voltage protection and modern PCs and components, that's probably not going to happen.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is grab all this stuff and run out the door. My dog will be going like, "You forgot me." Woof, woof.
You're damn right, boys. If the house or flat's ever burning down, you're damn right. The first thing I do if there's flames, I still come in here, grab the PC, then run out, let everything else burn down.
I'll be dragging the whole desk with me, checking everything on it.
Because I'm not getting that down from the ceiling myself. I tell you that right away, man. That's not happening. So I don't know. I'm too fucking low. But yeah, so that's pretty interesting. That kind of blew me away. That stat. Not really surprised. But yeah, some more gaming news. Great. Double bill of grey. I'm really sorry, people. Are you still here?
We do apologize.
Double gray. Here we go.
Oh God.
Just a little bit of gaming news. We had talked briefly before about Robocop's DLC, the Robocop Rogue City, and they finally seem to have a date that will be released, and apparently it's going to be July 17th. So
I'll buy that for $1.
There you go. So we won't have to wait for that long. And one of the things that was interesting in this article I was reading that was funny, and we always say this, and we've always complained about this. The guy goes, seems like it is possible, because he was mentioning that this is going to come out within 2 years from the last one. And he goes, that's less than 2 years since the first game came out. He says, seems like it's possible to release follow-ups to generally well-received games in a reasonable amount of time. Who would have guessed?
Who would have thunk it? It's possible.
Regardless of whether it's AA or AAA or whatever, we've been saying it before in here. That's right. Come on, man. I mean, you don't have to spend that long on a game. I mean, maybe some if it's going to be a huge game like Witcher 4 or whatever. But please don't tell me it's going to take you this long to put a game out. It's like don't make us wait.
Bring it to the Game Pass, please. That'd be nice.
Right. The next thing is Dune Awakening. We've talked off and on about this, but apparently they are going to have a very large, major beta test, and that's going to be coming up, I believe, on
People have been playing
May
it for a week or
20th?
so, Gray. People have been playing it for a while, streamers and whatnot, several days.
Is that just the character customization thing?
No. This is going to be a large-scale beta. They said that it's going to be 20 hours of game. It's going to include like a big chunk of Act 1. Most of Act 1 will be in it. And they said that there won't be an NDA or anything. You'll be free to post whatever you want after you play it. So 20 hours, most of Act 1. You have to go on to Steam to register for the beta. Or I believe you can go on... let's see, they're going to be doing a May 10th live stream, and you can be ask for beta keys then, and supposedly they'll give them to you. So I guess what they're saying is it's not going to be that hard to possibly get a key. I already put in my my asking for one of these with the Steam, so we'll see if I get it. Great, you guys, you can try it too if you want, and if we all get it, then we can play and talk about it. But I am waiting for the game. I mean, I know it's been delayed, more than once, but I mean that's okay. It's a big game, and if it's anything as good as the movies, which we don't know yet, it could be a lot of fun. So I mean, I like what I've seen. But as you guys know, what we see doesn't always mean what we're going to get necessarily.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Or it could
Very
be
deep,
right. Or it could be the best 10 minutes from the game, and that's the rest of it's crap.
Yeah.
I mean, the only one that came out and said that they were crap, not really, but right away was that zombie game from Birmingham.
Who are they coming for? They're coming for Matt?
Yeah. They're coming for me.
Oh, it's
They heard
NYPD.
me.
NYPD are coming for Matt. That's
I'm
it.
going to get
Bye-bye, Matt.
swatted by the British cops, which means they'll probably just knock a few times and then go.
We heard you were making money in there, and we're just going to leave now.
Yeah. Sorry to bother you.
So that's it on the game news there.
I'm looking forward to the new Robocop game. I hope it's not silly money. I think I got the last Robocop game for like £20.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Not long after it came out. It was a really good price. I really enjoyed it. It is a AA game. It's not a AAA game, which is fine. I don't mind that. Most games are AA if you think about it.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. Dune Awakening, I wasn't so sure about that. I like the concept of it, but the downside of it is for me, there's so many games out there at the moment like that, including in my backlog, that it just doesn't make sense, and it's quite expensive at the moment to buy it.
Take something for that.
So I don't know if I
everything's
bother with that.
expensive.
Yeah.
This
getting
one's
around that
not
one.
PC cheapness though. I'll leave it alone. And this isn't a slight of the game. It's more its background, because of the planet Arrakis. For the most part, is a barren wasteland. The game doesn't look that great because of all the kind of dark colours and the bloody oranges everywhere and the reds. And I know there is a bit, if you get into the minutiae and the books, there is a little bit of it that's a bit of an oasis, but that's a smaller part of the world. Most of it I saw in the game looks horrible.
Did you see the movies?
Yes, I have, mate. Yes.
So the movies to me were epic, and a lot of that obviously took place in the freaking desert.
Yeah,
But
but games. But
So did Mad Max.
Go and watch some of the gameplay on Twitch TV, or I guess YouTube as well, and you'll see it looked a bit bland for me. But hey, down the line, possibly at some point, why not? It could be done.
Hey, look, we're gonna
happens.
hand us some keys. What's the harm in it? We might as well try it.
Oh no, of course, 100%.
Absolutely.
If that's the key, then we'll do it. Big if, but we'll see. We have our gaming quiz to close out, Gray.
Oh,
so
it's triple, gray.
it is, yeah. We have. Yeah, go for it. Do your thing, Gray.
All right, famous EGP gaming quiz. All right, here's question number 1. This one is going to be a multiple choice. All right. In the classic game Pac-Man, if you wanted to eat a ghost for bonus points, you first had to eat what? A power pellet, B, a pack dot, C, fruit, or D, a power-up mushroom.
No, there's an option E there as well. There was an option E as well.
Is there a steak?
So
Option
There
E.
was,
Steak.
there was a fifth option.
There's a fifth option added in by Trev called your mom.
That's it. Your mom.
E.
But
C.
no, it's not E.
It
What do you
is
think?
A or B.
Pellet.
Is that the pellet? No,
Not this power pellet.
So you eat the pellet and then you go around eating the ghosties. It's not called a pack dot. I don't even know what a fucking pack dot is. No, it is a power pellet, 100%.
So it's a little bit.
Okay, ready? Ding, 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 ding. You're both right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you give us
baby.
an easy one on purpose.
E.
didn't
It
you?
was E. Yes.
I don't think it was that easy, only because they
Yes.
flipped the coin a little bit and said, what do you have to eat first in order to eat the ghost?
Great.
Sometimes they do it, you know.
Do you see what's in? Oh, you don't see it from this angle. Look, there, you don't see that one there, but see the one behind the Atari machine? That's a Pac-Man machine.
Perfect.
So
I'll
I
be
know
playing it
all
when I
these
come over
things.
to see you.
Is that one of those
Wait a minute.
VR
You will not touch my joystick, you
power
dirty man.
pockets?
What now? What am I looking at?
on the stick? Is that like a
That
VR
is a,
virtual?
That is a Sonos. That is a Sonos Aero 300. It's a.
Oh, I thought it was like one of those VR pulsating.
It's an
pussies or something.
That's a shit thing. It's an Atmos speaker.
Wait a minute.
There's
They have a
another one there.
VR pulsating something?
Yeah, that's what that is on the stick.
Is that played only in the X-rated games, or how's that work?
Yeah. You put your VR
Okay.
helmet on, and then you stick your thing in there.
Yeah, just wondering. All right, question number 2. The first massively multiplayer online games were in ASCII text-based games years ago.
Oh yeah.
Players connected to these games through Telnet software using a portal such as Genie. Now, these online text-based games were most often to referred as what? A, MMOs, B, MOOs, MOOS, or just MOOs, MUDs, MUD, or this is the best one, the last one is DICUs.
Woo! I like that one.
I kid you not. It says DIKU and of course S, so it's DICUs, and I'm going like DICU? Okay. All right. So what would be the correct answer out of this?
I remember having one of these. It was like
I did too, actually.
dungeon adventure, and there was a detective one.
I'm going to guess A.
MUDs, okay.
I'm going to guess A.
A. So you're saying MMOs, and you're saying
I'm
MUD.
not convinced.
And guess what, Matt? Ding 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 ding. MUDs.
Yeah, baby.
What does it
I
stand
was
for?
so wanted to be Dickus, but I was like,
What does it mean? What does it stand for?
very good. All right, last
Is
question.
No, it doesn't stand for very good. It stands for something else.
Dickus or MUDs? I don't know. It didn't tell me what it stood for.
Oh my lord!
Massively
Worst
underplayer
result.
development.
You
I
are
mean, I
the
don't
worst game show host ever.
What can I tell you, man? It didn't tell me. I'll try to find out for next time.
I'll tell us.
All right, third
Multi-user
question.
dungeon.
I just think it's
Dungeons.
Multi-user dungeon.
the stuff you played in when you were a kid.
Yeah.
You didn't
play
have
ASCII
video
games,
games.
mate. I didn't play an ASCII game.
I did a little, so I know what they're talking about. It was interesting. All right, this last question is easy as heck. You should get this in a
Yes,
second.
it is.
In 2011, the World Health Disorder included VGA, an addiction to what activity among its mental health disorders for the first time in history?
Having a shit monitor.
No.
Get a HDMI.
So let me read this right. The World Health Disorder included VGA, an addiction to what? Oh, gaming.
Gaming.
There you go. Ding, ding,
Gaming
ding, ding, ding. That was easy.
Okay.
I had to word that correctly, or actually read the words to not fuck up.
Yeah, I would have.
And actually, it's funny because I actually remember when that report came out because I'm older than you two guys. So, and I thought it was like,
Yes.
I'm going like, what are you talking about? And I'm sitting there reading the research. I'm like, that's like sitting there saying that the Three Stooges cause violence. I mean, I see so many people going outside and taking a 2x4 and hitting people in the head with it and go, Three Stooges.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just, okay, that report meant a whole lot. Well, look,
Interesting.
I admit that you can be addicted to anything. So from an addiction standpoint, if you have an issue, okay, you could be addicted to most anything. So yeah, I get it. That's fine.
I mean, a few people have died playing games online and not leaving their desks. That's an addiction.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
That's a real thing, and I get
but
it.
not going out and having some idiot kill somebody and go, oh, I did it because of this game. That's just bollocks.
Yeah.
That's just a fucking idiot.
They have a screw loose way before that game.
Sorry. Yeah,
Or
yeah,
whatever.
exactly. Yeah. That's the
All right,
cynic excuse.
That's the end of the quiz for this time.
Nice.
It was decent. It was easier for my
It was
benefit,
alright.
I'm convinced.
Yeah.
That
You
is
try.
us this week. As always, we'll be back next week. Hopefully, we have Mr. Taro with us. But please pop along our Discord in the meantime, and you can maybe join us for the odd Tuesday night gaming session if you can. It just takes us to say thank you, gents, for coming along, and we'll see you
Jimmy.
next week.
For that.
Next week.
Next week.
And next week we'll be covering whatever we feel like.
Yeah. Including ourselves.
Okay. Oh, that was an open line. I get it.
In my heart, I have but one desire, and that one is